Star Trek TNG episode that predicted DS9 and Voyager, one episode of Star Trek The Next Generation predicted main plot points of both Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Star Trek Voyager. Following the adventures of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, and the USS Enterprise D, TNG ushered in a golden era for the Star Trek franchise. Captain Picard and his crew soon became almost as popular as the characters of Star Trek, the original series, and TNG laid the groundwork for much of what came after. Many elements and characters introduced on TNG would play a role on DS9 and Voyager, including two important references in the same episode. In Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3, Episode 8, The Price, the Enterprise hosts several delegates who wish to bid on rights to a supposedly stable wormhole. Discovered by the Barzan people, this wormhole could provide a stable way to travel vast distances across the galaxy. The negotiator representing the Chrysalians, Divinoni Ral, Matt McCoy, finds himself drawn to Counselor Deanna Troi, Marina Sirtis, and she shares his feelings. The two embark on a passionate romance, which takes up much of the episode's runtime as the negotiations continue in the background. The wormhole itself serves as a precursor to DS9, and a Ferengi shuttle connects to Voyager. Star Trek TNG's The Price features a wormhole to the Gamma Quadrant. The wormhole at the center of the negotiations in The Price connects the Alpha Quadrant to the Gamma Quadrant, just like the Bajoran wormhole in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Since the Barzans do not have the means to control the wormhole and the space traffic that would use it, they have decided to auction it off to the highest bidder. The Federation bids for the right to control the wormhole, as do the Caledonians and the Chrysalians. When the Ferengi learn of the wormhole's existence, they insert themselves into the bidding as well. Unfortunately for everyone involved, the wormhole turns out to be a proverbial lemon, just as Captain Picard feared. While the Alpha Quadrant side of the wormhole seems stable, the other end moves locations. When LT Commander Data, Brent Spiner, and LT Commander Geordie LaForge, LeVar Burton, travel through the wormhole to investigate, they end up in the Delta Quadrant, not the Gamma Quadrant. They determine that the Alpha Quadrant side of the wormhole will eventually become unstable as well, rendering the wormhole basically useless.